Hello, welcome back to another episode. You should always start your day off on the allotment or on the garden with a nice hot cup of tea. I tend to bring fresh milk down with me every few days, otherwise it just goes off in the heat of the sun. Now, what have I been up to over the last few days? Well, it's been bank holiday here in the UK, if you're watching from outside that is. And the weather's been wonderful. Vivi was down here the other day. Jeff called in, but he was doing things in the house, so he didn't spend a lot of time on the allotment this weekend. But the majority of the work that I've got on with in the last few days has been finishing off the raised beds, and I also paid a visit to a open day at my local allotment site. So this is what I've been up to this week. Now, one of the tasks that I want to do today is to change the greenhouse, and I want to take everything out regarding seed sowing and get it ready for the tomatoes and the cucumbers and melons, and what else am I doing? Peppers. This year I want to try things like hydroponics and self-watering systems. This is where you put the water in. This kit comes with its own pots, and these go over the holes, and I'll plant these up next week because I still have some plants that are due to arrive in the post. Now, this kit is self-watering because it uses capillary matting, and according to the instructions you just put the mat into the pot and then put the rest of it into the trough at the bottom, and then the plant will water itself. So once you fill the trough with water, you can then forget about it for a few days. Now that I have everything out of the greenhouse, I need to make use of it. So one of the stands I'm going to put by the side of the water butt so I can put my pots on there. I managed to just about get one of my seed tables back into the greenhouse. On this I'll be placing the melon and the cucumber so they can get to the roof a lot quicker. Just made it. Because of the slats in the table, plant pots easily tend to fall through them, so I'm just using this bit of fabric that I was given back in the winter just to cover the holes. What's going on here then?
We're sort of...
bit of recycling.
Yeah.
Basically, oh no, that way, cut, mini cloche. Take the lid off, obviously. And
What would you like?
pea soup.
Yeah, definitely pea soup on that one. Look at it. Beautiful.
No, I'm excited, Sean, because I think my parsnips have germinated. Whee! And so, because they're so precious, they're going to get precious cloche treatment.
On Sunday morning I went to visit a local allotment site who were having an open day. How did you get this plot looking so good?
Hard work. Over last time was 20 years. Been working, it's been hard work.
So you've had this for quite a while.
Yeah, about 20 years.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the best crop?
The best crop? I don't know.
I don't think we've got one.
I don't think we've got one best crop. Always have a nice potato crop. I mean, broad beans are nice.
Sweet corn are always
Sweet
beautiful.
corn's always nice.
Yeah.
So for somebody starting out, what's the best advice?
As prepare your ground.
Prepare your ground properly in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, don't dig the weeds in, dig it properly.
Dig them out.
Cultivate it properly.
Do a small bit and do it often.
Do it often and do a
And
small
manure
bit.
in the autumn.
Manure in the autumn.
Dig in.
And always hoe. I'm up here every Sunday and always do, the first thing I do in the morning is come out and hoe me plot. It takes about an hour to do it and that's it. Keeps the weeds down. Don't let the weeds get out of hand.
So these peas here then, how tall will these peas go?
Up
About
to here.
6 foot.
Up to the
About 6 foot high.
frame.
So what's the variety?
Alderman.
Because it does make sense that because if you've got this space, you may as well get space.
That's
in
right,
there
yeah,
as well.
you just will make
Definitely,
space, yeah,
because you know yourself, when you've got the small peas, you're not getting the crop, are you? The amount. Whereas these I can freeze as well. I get enough for the freezer for the year.
And when I grew these, I didn't grow them straight in the ground. I grew them in lengths of guttering, in potting compost, and then just slid them off in and plant them in the ground when they come through.
So when did you put the seed in?
In April, I put mine in middle of April.
Have you seen there's a difference this year?
Yeah, it's a lot slower.
A lot slower, yeah.
Much slower.
I think we're about a month behind.
I think we are. You must be, at least a month, 5, 6
And
weeks.
with the wind, we've had really bad winds up here.
So,
that's why they're all tied.
I tied them up
so they don't break
wind
off
wouldn't
at the
blow
moment until they've hooked on.
Beautiful day today, so it's a perfect opportunity to sort out this side of the allotment. Now, because there's a height difference, I'm going to put these pieces of wood here. In fact, I need 2 of them. So if I do that, that'll then bring the height up. And I've just walked through the park and I found some of this plastic. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to slot this plastic down the side like that, and then backfill with the soil against the plastic so it protects the wood. Over the last few years, this area of the allotment has been used as a sort of dumping ground. The soil here is complete clay. The first thing I have to do is to try and level the area as best I can. This is the harsh reality of having an allotment. Some days it's just hard work. It's rather windy out today. Takes your breath. So I think it's time for a cup of tea. There's only me down here today, and it's quite nice. Sometimes when the others are down here, they just like to talk all day and you don't get on and do a job. So I'm seizing the opportunity that I've got a quiet site and I'm actually getting on with quite a bit of work today. If the weather stays, I might even put my runner bean plants in later. Let's see how we get on. That's a bit warm. Where's the old... I normally have long sleeves on. I can pick it up with those. There we go. Now this is where the first raised bed will go. So there's a bit of a height difference here. So I've just knocked in a piece of wood there because I've already worked out that the step that I'm going to build goes there. So I've already put the that's straight. I'm just going to backfill with some of the earth here, and then that will hold it in place. Now what's left to do is to enjoy this wind. Nice breeze. All I need now is a Cadbury's caramel. Right, last job to do for today is to straighten that board out and put the compost in, and then that's it for today. It's been a long day. And then a cup of tea, and maybe if it's fine, I might come back tomorrow, unless I'm stuck in the bath easing these joints. So right, let's just get on and straighten this. After 2 years of hard work, the structure of the allotment is finally finished. Obviously, if there's 2 of you, you can do it in half the time. Well, that's it for tonight. I'm going to pack up, head home, and have a nice, long, relaxing bath. I'll see you tomorrow. The next day it was raining. I recently ordered a fruit cage which arrived. I'm not going to put it up today because it's too wet, so I'll keep that until next week. Well, after all that work, and it was hard work moving that soil, and even though it's only taken a few minutes for you to watch it, it actually took all day. So that's why there's not a lot of actual gardening going on in this week's episode, because doing hard landscaping like that can actually take longer than you think. So I'm actually quite exhausted, to be honest. So it's time for another cup of tea on this really fast kettle. So next week I will definitely be putting my runner beans in. Now that the structure of the allotment is finished, I can put the bean sticks in and finally get the beans to start growing. If I put the gas on, it'd be quite a good idea. So it's time for another cup of tea. So from me and from everybody else down here, next week we'll also be catching up with what's going on Jeff's plot and on Vivi's plot. So until then, from me and everybody else, enjoy your cup of tea and goodbye.